Welcome everyone to Come Get Your Bag, your lunchtime business show. My name is Lunati Fudu and you are on The Wireless. And today we have an exciting show for you. You do not want to miss this. And we have a special guest later on who will be giving us the tea and the lowdown on all things business and how to go about it. And as I said earlier, today we do have a special guest with us, which is Siyabonga Sirayi, who is an associate lecturer in business management at Nelson Mandela University. And he managed to get his MCom degree in business management cum laude. So yes, we definitely going to get some good insight from him later on. And his main purpose or his main message is transferring and simplifying information in a manner that people can understand and use it to make informed decisions within the business world as well. So we will be talking to him later on, all things business, the essence of having a small business, the flexibility, the challenges, as well as the do's and don'ts. And of course, supporting local businesses. So we definitely do not want to miss this one later on, where if you are thinking of starting your own business, you want to stay tuned. And as I said earlier, we do have a special guest. It is Siyabonga Sirayi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So for those who don't know you, who are not on campus, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and, you know, what you do?
I do a lot of things. I grab a lot of things in my life.
All right.
Okay, thank you for having me. And good afternoon to the Come to Get Your Bag listeners or viewers. This is such a great opportunity to actually, educate our businesses, especially small businesses out there. Yeah, Siyabonga Sirayi, is coming from Kanduli in the Eastern Cape.
That's is in very far.
Yeah, I'm coming very far. I'm coming outside from Port Elizabeth. I'm not from here original. So I came to Port Elizabeth in 2013. When I was doing my first year, and I did my first year in business management. From my first year 2013, 2014, 2015, and then in April 2016 I graduated from my undergrad, and then I proceeded to my postgrad.
Okay.
And then after that I took a break from school. After completing my postgrad, went to the industry for a period of 1 year. I was working for a company called Brainwave Construction. I was the general manager there.
Okay.
And then I served in the position for a period of 1 year, and then after that I came back to the university. Because I actually wanted to further my studies.
Okay.
Because my passion actually, it was more into education or teaching, if I can put it that way.
All right.
Because interestingly, I started, the lecturing journey just to give myself a foundation of becoming a lecturer, well-established lecturer in 2014 when I was tutoring.
Oh, okay.
So I started as a tutor. So there was a program that was funded by Department of Higher Education.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called bilingual program. Yeah, so basically the program at the Nelson Mandela University, it looks at the 3 language policies that we actually use there, which is English, isiXhosa, Afrikaans, and then I was specializing in isiXhosa.
Okay.
But interestingly, I was supposed to specialize in isiXhosa because I was looking at the Xhosa-speaking students, because the reason for that, it's because you will find that not because of their failing, they are stupid or they don't understand, or they don't know anything, but because of there is a barrier between them and the content. Remember this?
The language barrier.
These textbooks are written in English, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we are not all from English-speaking background.
Right.
Yeah. So that was my main idea, and then I ran the program from 2014, 15, and then 2016, I became a facilitator. For bilingual tutoring workshops. So
and how did those go? Were people receptive to it?
Yeah, definitely. I I was not even expecting to become a facilitator, but they just identified me out of the blue.
So clearly you were doing a good job.
Yeah, sometimes when you do a good job, you don't realize it. You know?
Right.
Yeah, because you just keep on going until people, they give you credit or they recognize your work.
Yes, and give you feedback about it.
Yeah, definitely, you know. So, yeah, I became a facilitator, and then I was facilitating the new tutors. And my philosophy was this: if there is, an English and African speaking students coming to your class, and also Setswana, Sesotho, Zulu speaking student coming to into your class, into your Xhosa class, do not chase those students away. Okay. Let them come inside. Group them according to their own home languages, because that is the main idea of this program.
Right.
To ensure that the student, they understand the content with their own languages. Because remember, we are living in a diverse environment. We appreciate diversity at NMU. So it's one of the things to appreciate diversity.
So in terms of your journey into lecturing, right? It seems that you are driven by the desire to make sure people understand the content.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. What methods did you use besides language, I guess? What other methods did you use to, encourage people to not necessarily, how some would stop their degree because it seemed hard, only to find that it's the language.
Yes.
What other methods did you use in order to bridge that gap?
Yes. Yeah. Look, for me, like I said, when they come into my class, Xhosa speaking class, I will always make sure that, you group them according to their home languages. Because when you speak something in your home language, in Xhosa, Zulu, Afrikaans, or English, it's easy for you to understand that content. So what they will do is I give them like keywords in economics, elasticity, for example, in elastic, because also I was tutoring economics and business management as well at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So you will give them, those concepts, and then you want them to present those concepts in their own language. Once they present those concepts in their own language, because something can only stick if you say it in your own language. Because for me, just going to the class and then cramming, when I say you understand, you follow the crowd, it's not working. Yes, I understand that I'm lecturing a big group of students, but I try my best to identify those students that need further assistance in class. How do I do that? By also, providing, uploading feedback questionnaire. We use what we call a feedback questionnaire.
Okay.
And then you ask the students there about the content of the module. What do they feel about the content of the module? Where do they think they're experiencing challenges? Or how are they feeling about this, the teaching style? Because students, they also complain about the teaching styles because of the number of students that we deal with.
Right.
Yeah. So,
all right. So I wish we had that when I was at NMMU, because I don't remember a time when, we could give such feedback so that they can, help facilitate and make sure that the big classes are able to get as much as they could, from it. All right. Well, we have heard it from Siyabonga Sirayi, who is the associate lecturer at NMMU. And do stick with us because we do have more later on. All right. So I want to know what steps, now talking in the business world, right? What steps can business owners take to differentiate themselves from the masses? So let's say I'm starting a business, or I have a desire to start a business. But how do I identify what makes me different to everybody else?
Yes, yeah. Interesting. This is the topic that I had last week with my students, and it was a very intense discussion. And I let that discussion run for about 10 minutes, just among them to see how they reason.
Yeah,
because the first step I always say to people, you need to do your market research, you need to do your market research, meaning that you need to understand the needs of your customers. All right. You cannot just say you wake up the next day, you open a business. You've got this idea and then you open a business.
But what if I have this passion and, this sounds like something I should be doing?
Passion is not enough. Do you think that the customers, your target market or your potential customers need that passion?
Right.
Yeah. So that's why you need to do your market research, because you want to identify those needs, and you actually want to identify also your value propositions as well of the business.
What does that mean?
The value proposition, how you are going to position yourself in this market.
Okay.
Remember that each and every market, there's businesses that already they've been operating for quite some time.
Right.
Now you are new into this industry. How are you hoping to position yourself, your brand? Because remember, your brand is new. Yes, that will go through advertising, as well. But in terms of advertising, when you advertise it, do you want to inform them? Do you want to pursue them? Do you want to remind them? Okay. Obviously, your brand is new in the market. There's no way that you want to pursue or remind them. You want to inform, you want to spread the awareness of your brand. Okay. That is step number one that you should do. Do thorough research to understand what exactly your business, what is the need of your business in that particular industry.
Okay.
And then the second step that I want to talk about, the unique selling proposition. The unique selling proposition, what do I mean by that? Think of a product that you want to offer. Whether you're selling clothes, you're selling food, or you're offering a service, or you're doing makeup, for example. How are you going to price your product? How are you going to charge your customers?
That's usually the difficult one.
Yeah, it's always difficult. I know. And a lot of entrepreneurs, they make this mistake of ignoring that.
Yes.
Better pricing, it can give you upper hand than your competitors. And then moving on to the third step, the brand identity. Every organization has values, all right? And it's got personal characteristics. So does your brand reflect your values?
I see. What
exactly are you doing? What do these values speak to your brand? For example, at the university NMU, we've got the values. One of the values to appreciate diversity, and that value goes a long way with what is happening in our country, the Rainbow Nation. We are called the Rainbow Nation, right? That means we are also appreciating diversity as a country, right? So NMU had to the value of diversity had to stem from that Rainbow Nation, okay?
Okay.
And then the fourth one, I don't know. And the time, if you have got no time, but there's so many steps that I want to go through.
How do you give it to us in a nutshell?
Yeah, there's just so many steps that I want to go through. But the third one, after you have identified the brand, now you need to look at the target marketing, right? Look at the target marketing. Okay, I'm targeting this group of customers because it's very important to know who you are servicing exactly.
Right.
Yeah, know who you are servicing exactly, and then after that, once you know, look at the advertising platforms. Do I want to use social media? Do I want to go for television? Do I want to go for radio stations? Right? Obviously, there's a budget for that. Right? If you want to use a podcast radio station, there's a budget for that. If you want to use a national television, there's a budget for that. So those are things that you actually need to look at. But before I move on, I forgot something in the first step. Know yourself, do self-assessment first.
Well, that's deep.
Before you embark into a market research, do self-assessment.
Okay, why? Yeah. Why would I need to do that?
Yeah. Do self-assessment because you actually need to understand who you are exactly. Because I'll be honest with you, I really thought at some point I know myself. But once you have that serious talk with you, empty chair technique, lock yourself inside the office or the room, wherever you are. Have a serious conversation with yourself. Who am I exactly? What do I want? Where am I going? What is my personal development plan? Meaning that the personal development plan, how am I going to get to where I'm going? All right? That is a very, very important thing that a lot of entrepreneurs miss out. And as a result, within I might not have the actual statistics with me right now, but within 5 years, statistically, within a period of 5 years, SMMEs in South Africa, they fail, they close down.
And is that because of that first step?
I think so. Because if you don't know yourself, meaning that you won't know what you are doing.
Right.
Yeah. That is why in the corporate, right? In the corporate, I'm not going to mention business. I'm just going to say the corporate, the big companies.
the big guys.
Yes. You will find that you've got two types of people. You've got the boss. You've got the leader. Okay. Yes. The boss takes advantage of the employees. The leader encourages employees.
Okay.
The boss blames employees. All right. The
For
leader,
things not happening.
Yes, the leader fixes things. So those are different things. That's why you find that a lot of people, they don't last too long out there in the corporate. They would rather open their own business and operate their own businesses. But then remember that if you open your business because of that, you are investing emotions. You know? You need to open your business for good reasons. Why are you opening your business?
That's a very good question. And I don't think a lot of people think about that. Besides money.
Exactly. Besides money. Why are you opening your business?
So I guess that leads to my next question then, in terms of what strategies businesses can use to earn people's trust and their loyalty. Especially, maybe they're not mindful of that first step, right? And they manage to get things done. Things are flowing. The money's coming in. How do they keep that trust and loyalty, especially if they don't know that first step? Yeah,
and that's a very interesting question, because there's something that we confuse. Once you win the customers, once you have established your customer base, all right, your business is running, everything is running smooth, you forget that the consistency and reliable service is very important.
Right.
That's how you can keep winning your customers. Consistent and reliable service. I'm one of those customers who gets easily irritated by you.
Yes. Yeah. And you'll never come back.
Yeah. You know, because we've been working so well, but all of a sudden you give me stories now. You know, you are not consistent in terms of delivering your service or whether your product, whatever type of business you're operating, and you are not reliable. Reliability is important, and do not deceive me. Do not deceive me. Don't give me this promised land. Transparency is important.
Right.
Don't paint this false picture to everyone.
And next thing you do not deliver.
Exactly. And also the continuous engagement, or should I call it a community engagement?
Right.
Yeah. Community engagement can make your brand even stronger in a particular industry.
I guess because then, you know, the audience or the customer relates to you.
Exactly.
Because there's a person behind this. It's not just about this exchange of money and a service.
Yeah. Take it for example, do you know why NMU is so popular? They do community engagement so that the brand in Nelson Mandela University stays relevant out there. How I heard about Nelson Mandela University, there were students or postgraduates, they came from the community engagement office, went to my high school to tell us about the university, what they offer, their values. But what stood out for me to come to this university, and I know a lot of people, they've always been asking this idea, this question, that you left Walter Sisulu, you left Forte, you left your Rhodes University. There's 26 universities.
You passed a whole lot.
Yeah, there's 26 universities in South Africa, but why Nelson Mandela University? I said because they appreciate diversity, you know. And I like to see different people, interacting with different people. Yes, I know I was a shy person in my first year during my undergrad studies, but I enjoyed seeing different people engaging with or interacting with different people. And at least that actually elevated my level of thinking, you know. So so it's very important to be transparent and also to maintain consistency with your customers. That's how you always win their loyalty. But I'll always emphasize this: consistency and reliability. It's important.
On number one.
Yes, and also transparency. Those are important things.
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Consistency and reliability is what will get you to the top and make sure your business succeeds. All right. So earlier you were talking about reliability, consistency, and there was one other, transparency. Yes. Yeah. So now let's take it back a little bit to, the background end, because that I feel is what people see.
Yes.
But now in terms of managing the business, how important is it that a business manages their finances? Right? It's sort of self-explanatory, but how important is it, how crucial
for a business to manage the finances? And it's a good question, because I think if you can relate back to what I said to you, a lot of businesses, especially SMMEs in South Africa, they fail within a period of 5 years. I think it's because of the lack of financial planning as well. There is no clear financial plan. You need to have a clear financial plan. Financial projection is everything for a business. Understanding not all of us, not every entrepreneur out there they know the financial planning very well, or they know their finances very well. Again, I mentioned a point to say, do self-assessment.
Yes.
That self-assessment, it speaks with the personal financial planning.
Okay.
And the business financial planning, the two components.
Okay.
People, they tend to mix these two.
So what is the difference? Because for example, let's say you are a business person who just wants to make sure that they eat that day, right?
Yeah.
Versus someone who then sees this as a long-term, it's going to be my legacy. They're thinking long-term.
Yes.
Versus somebody who, I just need to eat.
Yes.
I'm on survival mode.
Yes. Yeah, of course. I mean, with the personal financial planning or the personal finance, you deal with your own finances there. Separate your own finances, your personal bank account. That is the reason why there's a personal bank account, there's a business account.
Yeah.
So do not mix the two, right? You're dealing with your own personal financial planning there. If you are good, again, with the power of skills transferability, if you are good with personal financial planning or with your personal finances, you should be good with the business finances as well.
So that's the problem.
Yeah, that's where
the two.
Yeah, that's where the problem is. Now you are not good with the personal financial planning. Again, self-assessment.
Yes.
Because now you are not good with your finances. You don't even bother every month. I'm talking about personal financial planning now. You don't even bother every month to print out your personal or individual bank statement. Sit down, look at your spending. How do you spend your money? Is it necessary? Where can you cut off some of the expenses?
Right.
All right. If I cut off some of the expenses, will I be able to accumulate these investments? That is a personal financial planning. Now, coming to the business side, right? The business side is that a lot of people, they run away from tax. You need to be tax compliant. You cannot run away from tax.
Yeah.
No. That's why you find that some businesses, especially the small businesses, they don't have business accounts.
Right. Because they
run away from tax. Yeah, they don't have business accounts.
That building is very scary.
Yeah. If you were unable to do your personal tax and to calculate your personal expenses, you won't be able to look at the business transactions. All right. If you need a petrol for personal use, you will take the business account and use it. That's how people mix it. And it is always wrong to do that, because now it means that from the beginning you had no vision as to why you operate your business
in the first place.
Exactly. I also teach high certificate in business studies at the university. It's an interesting module, fundamentals of personal finance. Now, the module is based on budgeting. The steps of budgeting. What steps should you take to make sure that you create a proper budget personally? When I'm saying personally, it could be your budget, a household budget.
Right. Yeah.
And then now I say to my students, because I would like to see you guys one day to be entrepreneurs or producing your own businesses or owning your own businesses. But remember the boss and leader. So you need to be,
know your place.
Know your place. Yeah. You have to choose whether you want to be boss or leader. Right? I would like to see you guys operating your own businesses one day. Now, when you operate your business, you need to remember the power of skills transferability. How will you transfer these personal finance skills to your business financial skills, right? If you are able to manage your personal finances, it shouldn't be difficult for you to manage your business. Do you know the reason why some businesses, they don't even go to accountants? They do it themselves. Because the reason why they do that, they had what we call a development plan. In life, you have a career development plan. Career also includes the business. Your business is your career as well.
Yes.
So they've got a career development plan. Throughout that career development plan, it says, okay, in 2025 and 2026, I must have acquired the 3 short courses in financial planning.
And this is an investment to the business as well, and myself.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've got your own business as well. Because you will hire employees one day. You have to pay employees. You're not going to tell employees stories.
Oh no, not this month.
Yeah, definitely. No,
weren't
because
able
they've got bills to pay.
Yes.
So every business, before they do any transaction, any type of transaction, they always look at their budget. They look at their financial planning or projections for the year. So that is why a business does a financial projection, and some of them, they even send out employees on workshops, and even the owners or the CEOs themselves, they take these short courses, financial short courses.
Is it to remind themselves?
To stay relevant.
To stay
relevant. Because remember that the industry, each and every industry is revolving because of the technology, because of the revolution that we are in currently. Every industry is revolving.
Okay. I feel like we're going to need a part 2 of this because there's so much knowledge and insight, and I feel like you need to sort of get in depth with each and every point as well.
I wish like we can talk up until tomorrow.
All right. Well, we heard it here first. Well, that is it for today. We heard it here first from Siyabonga Sirayi. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I really feel like we need another session because we can go in depth about all of this.
Definitely, step by step.
By
step. The year is still too long.
Yeah,
and I'm around.
It is, definitely. Yeah. So he is the associate lecturer at Nelson Mandela University. So if you want to have a chat with him, I'm sure you can find him on campus at South Campus, right?
Yes, of course.
South Campus. Yeah. All right. That is all from me, Lunati Fudu from Come Get Your Bag. Catch us next week and on Wednesday at 1 p.m. and see you soon.